Wen-Yu may not have been discovered without the efforts of a South African professor of music. Over to Michelle Alexander.
When Ella Fourie, a professor in piano at the University of Pretoria, first heard 10-year-old Shen Wenyu play, she was awestruck. In her 25 years of teaching, she had never heard a child of this age display such phenomenal musical ability.
The quality, the concentration in his playing, the quality of his sound production, the understanding of the music, a natural understanding of the music, his natural pianistic ability. When he sits at the piano, he looks like a pianist, and that you can't teach. So I heard between the notes the potential of a really great pianist.
Professor Fourie first met Shen Wenyu at the Conservatoire in Chengdu, China, where she was invited to lecture last year. Many excellent musicians are coming out of the Far East, but sometimes their performances are described as lacking in emotional depth. But Shen Wenyu was different.
All he wants to do is play the piano. I've got that photograph where his mom called him, she wanted to give him a bath. And he ran off and he sat in front of the piano, stark naked. And they played and played and she couldn't get him to the bath. You can't get him to eat. He is so obsessed with music.
Why don't you teach him?
No, I can teach him a few things, yes. I can teach him for some time, but then he's going to start teaching me. No, it's too big a responsibility. I haven't got the experience to deal with a talent like this.
Professor Fourie believes Shen Wenyu's talent is so extraordinary that it has to be nurtured by a world-class teacher. So when she heard that the internationally acclaimed Professor Andres Jasinski would be visiting South Africa, she decided to try and arrange a meeting between them. So Shen Wenyu flew out to South Africa with his parents' full support. Already people are clamoring to hear this 10-year-old play. Today he's been invited to perform for the Pro Arti School of Arts in Pretoria. Shen Wenyu began playing at the age of 5. He attends normal school, but all his spare time is spent at the piano. Nevertheless, he still manages to come top of his class. His ability to concentrate is formidable. To date, he's mastered 12 Mozart sonatos, 5 Beethoven sonatos, 10 Bach preludes and fugues, 6 Chopin nocturnes, 10 Scarlatti sonatos, and 5 concertos. But Beethoven is his favorite composer.
Young man, all the best to you.
While everyone excitedly heaps praise upon his head, Shen Wenyu shyly and patiently waits, not really understanding what the fuss is all about.
And the way that he's so relaxed when he plays, nothing bothers him at all. He's completely at comfort with the music. He just plays, and the sounds that come out are absolutely incredible. And really amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, what really impressed me was how he got such a sound for being so small, you know.
Yeah, he's quite powerful.
We struggle to get sounds like that at our age and our size.
Is this a taste of what lies in store for him? And how will all the limelight affect him? There is a lot of controversy about how to deal with highly gifted children. Research has shown that the best time to develop talent is between the ages of 8 and 12. But some gifted children experience severe emotional difficulties when they reach adolescence because of the pressures of not having a normal childhood. There is a risk that Shen Wenyu could eventually suffer from burnout. It is easy to forget that he is still a 10-year-old boy at heart. We asked Shen Wenyu, through his interpreter, Professor Agnes Lee, what he felt about being in the limelight. But it is clearly something he has not even considered.
Yes. Yeah. I think he's too young. Never think of those things.
That's right.
Never think his future and everybody praise him and the TV. I don't think he never think of that.
Yeah.
It's so still innocent.
We wondered if he had any other interests besides the piano.
Like to play ping pong.
Ping pong?
Beside this piano, just play the ping pong.
He's just a little boy. Very naive and very unspoilt.
But is he going to stay that way?
It depends on what's going to happen and who's going to look after him. With what intention this person is going to look after him. But because so often a teacher would like a talent like this to prove that he's a good teacher. I'm saying a very rude thing now, but it can happen. Instead of thinking, what is going to happen to this child? What is going to happen? What is his future?
But today he's going to be evaluated by Professor Andrzej Jasinski, who is internationally recognized as one of the world's best piano teachers. His opinion could determine the future of this young boy. Professor Jasinski is in South Africa to give master classes to university students around the country. He is a sought-after adjudicator for international competitions, and his own pupils have been showered with awards. Perhaps the most famous being the Polish pianist Christian Zimmerman, who we see here at the age of 16. For Shen Wenyu, it has been a long day. All the excitement begins to take its toll as he waits for his turn to be heard by Professor Jasinski. Finally, it is his turn. But Shen Wenyu does not seem to realize how important this meeting is. For him, it is just another opportunity to do what he loves best, play the piano. Finally, Professor Jasinski gives his opinion, something everyone has been waiting to hear with bated breath.
I never in my life had a boy playing so beautifully, really. I'm really moved. I'm full of you know, my heart is his intuition, his sensibility, his feeling of time is perfect. And also his technique, he's completely elastic. He doesn't touch some wrong sound. He don't play one sound without a very good sensibility, without a very good quality.
And intelligence.
Yes, intelligence too. Yes, but really c'est une chose extraordinaire, je pense. Oui.
Interestingly enough, Professor Jasinski did not feel that a master teacher was a priority for Shen Wenyu. Now, the most important thing for him was his psychological and personal growth in his home environment.
He must develop not only piano playing, not only to understand music, but develop as human being. So he must be rich, sensitive, sensible. He must feel very good of the nature, the beauty in our world.
Professor Jasinski felt Shen Wenyu must first develop as a person, and only then could he truly call himself a pianist. Perhaps one day Shen Wenyu will return to this country, when he's world famous, and remember that this was where he was discovered.
Well, what an amazing talent. Slightly depressing to think that when Mozart was my age, he'd already been dead for 10 years. The email and website addresses are on screen now. Please use them and be in touch electronically. That's carte blanche for tonight. We'll see you next Sunday. Enjoy the week. Cheers for now.
Kemia George has the story.
This 10-year-old virtuoso from the Sichuan province of China is Chen Wenyu. His father discovered his musical talents when he was only 4 years old. Wenyu is on a week-long tour performing across South Africa. Here he dazzled an audience at Rand Afrikaans University in Johannesburg in a special Valentine's Day concert. Although Wenyu doesn't speak a word of English, he is communicating with fans both young and old through his music.
I don't know how I can remember everything. You know, for a small child like that, he must be really very, very clever.
It was very nice.
I think it's incredible. My son is 11 and he'll have to practice quite a bit to be able to play like that.
And we've got excellent seats. We can see his hands reflected on the piano.
Wenyu's guardians for his South African tour are Professor Agnes Lee, who accompanied him from China, and classical music professor from the University of Pretoria, Ella Forey.
His sense of style and understanding of the music is absolutely exceptional for one so young. So I thought, you know, because his teacher told me they've got problems, they don't know how to cope with him anymore, he's too clever for them, that it might be a good idea to bring him to South Africa to his control of the piano, which takes years and years and years of practice and technique to learn how to do it. He just does it naturally. And I think you can't teach that. He just has it. He has it all. When he's not playing the piano, he is a 10-year-old boy. He's naughty, he's inquisitive, he puts on all the lights, he tampers with every little knob, and he plays around with the dogs and with the cats, and he giggles.
Chen Wenyu may have the playful nature of a boy his age, but this week he is proving to South Africans that he has the musical talent of a seasoned genius.
That's Chinese child prodigy Chen Wenyu. Thank you for staying with us. Sylvia Vollenhoven will be here next week from us here at Focus. Good night to you.